And then came, obviously, the PR blunder. When people say too much, almost, in trying to debunk something when they pretend like they don't even understand English words.
I didn't know who Erika Kirk was, you know what I mean? Like, I had watched multiple Charlie videos of him debating. I agreed with him on a lot of things. There were things I disagreed.
Us what she thinks emotional distress looks like, because she needs us to feel like she's suffering. She needs us to believe that she's suffering so much.
So yeah, things inside Turning Point USA are looking messy right now because a pro-Turning Point USA account went after Thomas Massie's late wife in a way that had people shaking their heads. It didn't even come off like regular political trash talk. This looked personal, cold, and totally unnecessary. And here's what's making it feel even darker. A lot of folks online are saying this isn't just random fans acting wild on their own. The claim is that some of these loud accounts are tied to the organization in some way, and that their whole role is to flood the timeline with hit pieces on anyone who questions Erika or the current leadership. That part is still allegation and speculation, but it's exactly why people are so heated about it. Because the question becomes, was this just reckless internet behavior?
I'm just going to say one thing about all the people who are mocking Erika Kirk for leaving the White House Correspondents' Dinner last night crying, is that you guys are playing a very dangerous game with God to a level that I don't even think you can fathom.
Or is somebody actually trying to pressure Massie and embarrass him publicly because he won't play along? Before anyone even got deep into internal Turning Point USA drama, the whole thing turned ugly when one account on X decided to drag Massie's late wife into the argument for no reason at all. The account posted a screenshot of a post from Randy Barnett showing a photo of him at dinner with Massie. But instead of sticking to policy or politics, the person threw in an aggressive caption that went straight for Massie's grief, basically trying to shame him over the timing of his wife's passing and him being seen out in public. They wrote, Thomas Massie's wife passed on June 27, 2024, and by July 12th, he was in Las Vegas partying it up, but you will never see the woke right treat him like they treat Erika Kirk. Your wife just passed and you go to Las Vegas. What the people immediately reacted because it felt completely out of pocket. Like, even if you can't stand Massie, going after a man's late wife to score points is nasty work. At first, some assumed it was just a rage bait account chasing attention, but then others started digging through the account's older posts, and that's when it started feeling a lot more suspicious because that account didn't look random anymore. It had a pattern and people noticed it fast. Almost every single time someone publicly criticized Erika Kirk, the account would pop up right on cue, swinging hard with aggressive replies, nasty labels, and personal shots. So naturally, people started asking questions. Is this just a super fan with no life, or is this account connected to someone in Erika's circle, or even being quietly encouraged to go after her critics? And once people started putting those pieces together, the backlash blew up quick, and that's when old screenshots linked to Erika's defenders started resurfacing, too. That's why so many people think that tweet didn't just come out of nowhere, because if you've been watching the drama around Erika for the past few months, there's been a very obvious cycle every time someone demands answers about anything tied to Charlie's passing. Erika has a serious support system around her, and people keep pointing to Turning Point USA figures like Andrew Calvert, who seems to jump into attack mode the second Erika faces even a little scrutiny online. But to a lot of observers, it doesn't stop at a few friends writing for her, because there are whole accounts across social media that look fully dedicated to protecting Erika's image, while treating anyone asking questions like they're some kind of enemy. After a while, people started spotting the repetition, the same talking points, the same insults, the same defenses over and over again, and that alone had people side-eyeing the situation. But then, Candace Owens made it even more intense by publicly accusing Erika of allegedly running coordinated PR-style campaigns behind the scenes to shape the narrative. Candace kept claiming there were efforts to twist information, go after critics, and basically control every conversation tied to Charlie's passing before it got too big to contain. And what made those accusations hit even harder is that almost immediately, articles started popping up online defending Erika and framing Candace like she was the problem. Some of the headlines were not even trying to be subtle either. Stuff like, Candace Owens attacks Erika Kirk for clout, don't fall for it. So, people started wondering what they were really looking at here. Is this just regular supporters defending Erika, or is this a tightly managed media push meant to protect her image no matter what? Because if there's truly nothing to hide, Why does every discussion around Charlie's passing turn into an online street fight so fast?
Asking why I even went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me. And I wanted to meet some of them face to face, quite frankly. Why have a conversation about me when you can have a conversation with?
And this is where everything started spiraling, because the second that tweet dragging Thomas Massie's late wife went viral, people immediately started fact-checking it. Not long after, the post got slammed with a community note that corrected the whole storyline. The note said the photo being used to attack Massie was actually taken at Freedom Fest 2024, and that the event had reportedly been scheduled months before his wife passed away. So that whole angle of he ran off to Las Vegas to party right after she passed started collapsing in real time. But what really set people off wasn't just the correction, it was the behavior after. The person behind the tweet didn't back down. They didn't delete it. They didn't clarify anything. Instead, they doubled down in the replies and kept roasting anyone who tried to point out the timeline, and that's when the vibe online changed from "this is messy" to "okay, something is off." Then the replies started getting ugly, with people accusing the account of moving like a paid attack dog. And one line that spread fast was, "I hope your shekels are worth it." That comment is not okay, and it crossed a line into bigoted language, but it also shows how suspicious people had become of the account's behavior at that point. And here's the part that keeps making the whole thing look even more calculated. Because even with the screenshots, the claims of coordinated behavior, and the non-stop attacks coming from accounts defending Erika Kirk, Erika herself hasn't really answered much. Instead, critics say she keeps shifting the goalposts every time the conversation starts closing in on her. Instead of directly answering why so many accounts move like a digital defense squad for her, the story keeps flipping into Erika being the real victim of some massive conspiracy. And to people watching this unfold online, that pattern is getting harder and harder to ignore. Erika recently went on a long, emotional rant, where she framed herself as the one being unfairly targeted by everyone. One part that really grabbed attention was her explanation for going to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. According to Erika, she went because she wanted to confront journalists she believed were writing smear pieces about her. That instantly raised eyebrows, because when viewers started actually searching for coverage tied to the controversy, a lot of it already looked pretty sympathetic toward Erika. Many headlines painted her as someone being harassed, attacked, or unfairly targeted by internet gossip and conspiracy talk. So critics started asking a simple question. If the media is supposedly coming at her that hard, why do so many stories already read like they're on her side? Then she brought up Candace Owens again, accusing Candace of personally orchestrating a smear campaign against her. And that poured jet fuel on the drama, because Candace has been one of the loudest voices publicly questioning the narrative surrounding Charlie's passing. To a lot of viewers, Erika's rant didn't come off like someone calmly clearing their name. It came off like someone trying to get ahead of the backlash before more people started connecting uncomfortable dots online. And now this whole mess has drifted into territory that honestly nobody inside Turning Point USA probably wanted out in public. Because at this point, people aren't just arguing about nasty tweets, PR moves, or coordinated pylons anymore. More and more are asking a darker question. Why does it feel like there's so much pressure to control every conversation around Erika Kirk so aggressively? And that question lands harder because plenty of people were never fully convinced by the official narrative surrounding Charlie's passing in the first place. So what? A lone gunman goes rogue in broad daylight, supposedly confesses everything to friends and a partner afterward, and then gets turned in by his own father. To a lot of people, that whole sequence feels almost too neat, like it got wrapped up with a bow on top. Now, whether those suspicions are fair or not, the bigger issue is this. The more people feel like conversations are being shut down, redirected, or aggressively managed, the more suspicious they get. That's just how it goes. Because people keep asking why there seems to be this non-stop push from certain Turning Point USA figures and Erika's supporters to instantly attack, isolate, or try to publicly ruin anyone who questions the narrative. And now people are wondering what happens if that pressure stops working. Because if more insiders start talking, or if more screenshots and private messages leak out, this could turn into a massive headache for Turning Point USA leadership real fast. Drop a comment and tell me what you think about all of this. If you're still watching, hit like, subscribe to the Fame Spot channel, and share this video with someone who needs to see it. I'll catch you on the next one.